Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another session of Open Hearts, the weekly tabletop RPG campaign. Uh,
Woo!
we're a little later for various reasons, mostly technical, but hey, we're here now,
Yay.
and
Yay!
if we all remember where we'd left off last session, you had just unfrozen Mellow, the god of sloth, as he had fallen into a deep sleep and frozen over in the winter. And now you have the ability to talk with him, which is what you came here to do.
Zephyrus might do it first though, because he's the one that kinda isn't he just like sitting next to him, just like, son. Son, we need to talk.
Son, we have to
Yeah.
talk. You are
I have
not
a question.
winning.
Does anyone else just like space out
You're not
for
winning.
a second, and then when everyone else talks, it sounds like an alien language?
No.
Hmm.
What?
I'm gonna
It
ask you
depends.
if you're okay a little later. We're gonna delve into that a little bit later, sweetie. Jesus.
I'm pretty sure I already gave the scarf to him while he was still like asleep.
So I could hear myself, and it's driving me
Yes.
crazy.
He does indeed have that evergreen scarf on that you gave him, but he hasn't really noticed it yet. He hasn't spaced in quite yet. He's
Oh.
still the trauma of waking up, if you
Oh.
will.
Oh.
You all know it, the trauma of waking up.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
Groggy
Trauma.
boy. Yep, the
Oh,
trauma
yeah.
of waking up.
Yeah.
Audrey's having
Mm.
technical issues. We love a
Hello.
good technical issue.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not an open heart session without technical issues.
Yeah,
It
it's
really
our
isn't.
trademark.
That and us being ADHD gays.
Yeah.
Yes, very much.
Because literally
Woo!
all of us here are queer.
Yeah,
And neurodivergent.
yep. That's how we roll, baby.
Nope.
Poor Audrey.
I just noticed when our roleplay chat.
Poor Audrey.
Don't even get me started. We're not gonna worry about it.
But don't worry about it, it's all fine.
It's fine.
It'll be
Good.
fine.
I locked the category anyways. It's fine. The
It'll
category's
be
locked for
fine.
council. But yes, now Mello is awake, and you can talk with him because Ophelia has directed his attention to the group.
Okay, like we didn't have a session last week, I don't think, so my brain is
We did not.
Yeah, because Diablo 4 early access beta, baby.
Let's go.
And the official open access beta is this weekend, and I know what my plans are for tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm so sad my laptop's not powerful enough for it.
Hey, you have till June.
What do
Yeah,
we need
but
to talk
anyway.
to him about again?
What
How
the
he
fuck's going
freezes
on?
and abandons his
Yo,
people.
What the fuck is going on, man?
What the fuck's going
What
on?
the fuck is up,
We also need a
Kyle?
blessing. Also,
Man is not having a healthy coping mechanism.
yeah. Help this poor bastard find a better coping mechanism, please.
Yay! Instead of just freezing over. Fuck, words.
Because, like, I
Words.
get it, but buddy, you can't keep doing that to your people. You kind of have a
Yeah.
responsibility here.
Yeah. When you neglect yourself, it has a ripple effect.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say butterfly effect, but that's due to time travel.
Same thing.
That's a different thing.
Anyway, Kalina, Fuck, what does she do?
You do.
What do you do?
Well,
What do you do?
We just saw Ophelia smack his boy awake.
Well, he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did smack him. I
Yeah,
wish
he
I
did
remember.
smack
He did
him,
smack him.
so
Yeah,
he did
he did.
Because
smack
I
him,
was
he did
standing
smack
there
him.
wide-eyed a little bit.
Because
Pretty
I was
much,
gonna
I think
smack
Like,
him.
Zephyrus a bit, like, you know, like with the glasses and just like you see the wide eyes. Just like,
Yeah. 'Cause
Honestly,
I was
I
gonna
think
smack
that's
him,
why.
and then he's like, "No, let me."
Allow me. You're not gonna smack my son. I'll smack him awake for you.
Sarzoth's about to
Mhm.
like beat that light out of his eyes.
God.
Sarzoth's pissed.
But Sarzoth is also like exhausted because he overexerted himself.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like a
Man's collapsed.
like a little
Things for someone.
dingus.
Adrenaline can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think the adrenaline might have worn off by now, honey.
Nah,
Yeah,
he's still
you
pretty
didn't
pissed.
roll very high on your con check last
really
time.
did.
Oh yeah, that's true. You really did.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
It's fine, it's
Don't
fine,
worry
don't
about
worry
it.
about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine, it's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Oh Jesus Christ! What did I drop?
We'll let Eros decide.
My phone.
He is the game master.
Master.
So
Master of games.
Master of games.
And gaze.
And gays, yeah.
we're
That's
getting
the
nowhere
term
in this
Dungeon Master.
session,
We
are
really
we?
are.
We're really going
Please.
nowhere.
Please, we're
Don't
6
worry.
minutes in.
That's how we roll.
We are 6 minutes in. Please, focus. I'm too tired for
Yep.
this. Please.
This is what happens when we don't have a session every week.
Y'all are like fucking
Okay.
puppies. You need your
So-
enrichment.
Zeffy slapped his kid awake.
Yes.
Zeffy-chan.
Don't.
Don't you fucking do that, man.
Don't you do that to our boy.
Okay. Please. The bitch is awake. Talk to him.
The bitch is awake.
Talk to him, please. I'm begging you.
Kalina, she's still just kind of in shock at what she just just kind of witnessed just basically Zephyrus slapping his son awake and then just screaming at him in what is basically Italian.
Italian.
Because that's what God tongue
Italian.
is. It's canonical
God tongue is just Italian.
Italian.
Sarzoth.
Italian.
Sarzoth very slowly, kind of limpingly, walks over to Marshmallow. He kind of like he tries to slap him, and he succeeds very slightly, but then he just kind of like falls on his face.
Oh.
He goes to swing. The swing carries through. Just
Just a whoop, boom.
just a kind of dull thud as he hits the beautifully polished marble floor.
Yeah.
He just kind of lays there while Mello and Ophelia just look at him. Mello is the most confused.
Yeah, like he just woke up and then some little teenager tries to slap him? Question mark.
Why is this child
He's
so
not little,
mad
he's
at
pretty
me?
tall.
Compared to Mello, though.
Take
'cause
out just-
Mello's-
Compared to Mello.
Go ahead,
And there's
Jacob.
Dagger just kind of sighs, walks over there, and I would like to just casually drag him away. Not even like pick him up, just like grab his foot and just drag him
Just
away.
start dragging him.
All right.
Just drag him.
Just
Sarzoth kind of
Do I have
like
to make a
flails
strength
his
check?
arms a little bit to
Yeah.
grip onto the floor to get close to Marshmallow.
make a
Alright.
strength check to
Make a strength check.
Just base
see if
strength.
he can. Yes, of course. Just drag his
Alright.
stupid self.
And you might have advantage because he's very, very prone.
What?
I mean,
Uh,
you're literally face first on the floor on a polished
I'm still at
floor.
exhaustion 1,
I'm also
so
heavy.
Yeah.
I'm still at exhaustion level 1.
Possibly
So do I
strong.
have to reroll it because it's technically? Is it because it's technically an ability
I mean,
check?
I
Yes.
do
Yeah,
weigh
it's an ability
260
check.
pounds.
Okay.
He's a big boy.
So,
Tagok is a
I'll
strong
roll
woman,
again.
though. Small but mighty.
Small
Okay.
but mighty.
The second one was better, so we have to go with the first, which is a total of 9.
All right.
9.
So,
I rolled a 6 and I have a +3 in strength.
Tagok, you go
She's
to
tired, okay, and she's cold.
you pull Sarzoth by his foot, but he protests. He wants to continue attempting to slap Mello. So, with his little bit of struggling and your just exhaustion, you are not able to move him, but a wee bit.
Just because you said small but mighty, Sarzoth decides to say, "Leave me alone, imp. I'm trying to have a word with him."
Okay, okay. Alright.
Kalina, like, she hears this and just like, Saws off!
I'm pissed off, okay? This guy's a bitch.
I'm gonna smack Sarzoth upside the head. Not for trying to punch a god, but just because he called me an imp.
Don't you fucking insult me.
Here.
Sarzoth, how do you react to that, you know? You've just been slapped in the back of the head.
He would fight back, but he doesn't have the strength. he kind of moves his head up a set for a second, and he kind of just like sighs and gives up.
Mm.
He's like, know what? Fine, I deserve
French.
that. Oh dear.
Oh, poor Sarzoth.
Kalina, she looks back to Mello and just says, forgive us for his behavior.
What is there to forgive?
We're trying to cuss out a god. Now shush. Please.
He's no god in my eyes. Just a sad little man.
A sad little man.
Sarzoth gives no
Wow.
fucks.
You're just a
Man's
sad little
going
man.
all out.
Little man.
Cussing out a fucking god, I guess.
Up.
Yeah.
When you wake up and there's this little
man.
teenager who's shouting at you and calling you a bitch. Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Kalina, she looks over at Tagok and just says, can you please possibly escort him out now?
On it.
Thank you.
And I think I'm going to try dragging him again. I don't think I'm going to try picking him up in my condition. So I'm just going to try just dragging him out.
Alright, make another strength roll.
Please be good this time. Please be good this time. Please be good this time. Okay, so that's 1. Let's see the second. Please be good this time. Okay, so that's 14.
Ooh, nice.
Alright. So, Tagok,
Worst of the two, but still good.
you grab him by the foot again, and you start dragging. This time he's not quite as ready for you to just
Yoink.
grab.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Yoink.
he kind of goes from having his arms like underneath him a little bit, like propped up on his arms, to getting them pulled out from underneath of him by the momentum, and he just kind of gets dragged along for a little bit. But he's of course heavy, so it's not too fast.
Yeah. I'm just
As
gonna
Sarzoth
fucking drag him.
As Sarzoth is dragged away, he makes very intense eye contact with Mallow. In the sense that like any reasonable person could just sense just bloodlust.
So, like a chihuahua.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
Chihuahua.
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 Boy's a fucking Pomeranian.
Like a chihuahua.
He's Kalina's little purse dog.
Oh.
Am I right or
I'm
am I
writing that
wrong?
one down.
Oh my god.
You're writing that one down.
I'm writing that one
Basically,
down,
the first part, but he
boys.
decided to move into the purse.
Hmm.
Kalina didn't choose it.
God. Sarzoth, you are dragged out of the audience hall by Tagok, and Ymir, who was standing just inside the door, opens it for Tagok and allows you to be dragged out, and you watch him kind of give you just a slightly concerned, confused look. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? As he closes the door very slowly on you.
Once the door is closed, Kalina just lets out a sigh. And just says, again, apologies. And, we also apologize for, suddenly waking you up, but it's urgent.
He kind of is just sitting there. He's like kind of rubbing his hands together nervously, and he's like, his eyes are kind of darting around the room.
He's like, oh, I'm in trouble.
He's very nervous, very guilty.
Oh.
He says, of course, what is it?
Fuck, brain. No. Brain.
Grab that thought, bring it back.
I can't. It's gone.
Maybe you should bring Sarzov back. You could have a word or two.
No.
He'll
No.
have quite a few words.
I'm just like fucking standing in front of the door when he's on the ground and just like making sure he doesn't go in there. And also because I would also like some choice words with Mello, but you know.
We're trying to bring his mom back, and we need his blessing for it.
Yeah. We're trying
That's
to
what we need
not
talk-
piss off all the gods that we meet.
Exactly. We already kind of pissed off one.
But also again, it's hard not to piss off Elowen.
Yeah.
I mean, Sarzov's
Don't even say
mind
anything,
around
Sarzov.
this,
You weren't even
about
there.
around Sarzov's
You weren't even
opinion
there.
around the god is that there's nothing to be afraid of them because like he's never seen them kill anything. He's like, they're pussies.
Teenagers.
Yeah. Teenagers think they're invincible. Truly.
Yep.
You're pulling off the teenager thing so well, Audrey, that like
Yeah.
It's infuriating for some people.
yeah,
I
but
wouldn't
it's
put it-
infuriating for me.
I wouldn't put it past Sarzoth to like have low-key forgotten the whole fight that Tagok had with Abelit. Because I think that would be like low-key traumatizing for someone to
I'm
witness,
just
and then
waiting
he's like,
for
nah,
Sarzov
I'm
to
not
have
gonna
a
remember it.
reality check.
He was drunk, I believe.
Sarzoth,
Very
He was
drunk.
very drunk. he was very drunk. And also I slapped his head pretty good.
Yeah.
Because yes.
Might have
Oh,
been
the
a
Black
bit
plus
thought
4
at his
damage. That
brain.
hurt so bad.
Mm-hmm.
might have been a bit rattled in there. Clink, 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 clink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Fucking
a
slapped you.
70th of my health. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Kalina, have you remembered what you were gonna say?
No.
We need his blessing because you're trying to
Mello
bring his
just
mom
woke
back.
up and you said apologies.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, yeah, like it's urgent. What do you need? Blah blah blah. It's been 2 weeks.
So,
Just say British things. Get yourself back in the groove.
Pastries.
Pastries.
very quickly,
I apologize to anyone in this chat
Pastries.
or anyone viewing this. I am not.
I think we're
doing
the
a
only ones
good
on there.
English accent. I don't know what region. I don't even know. It's just a mishmash.
Mishmash.
I think you're doing a good
Mishy-mashy.
job.
You're killing
And is
me.
Ben's trying to say something?
Just about how tall is Malo?
Mellow.
Mello is taller than you, but you wouldn't be able to tell that from him sitting down, because he's just kind of sitting there in a pile of cloth.
Of course.
Just kind of curled up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we put him out with a
We put him out.
Yeah, with
with
the
a
curtain, I
curtain.
think.
We put him out with
Yeah.
a curtain.
Yeah.
Such an interesting sentence.
He was on fire. Don't worry
Well,
about
it's because he was on fire.
it. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Wait,
We,
It's
all
fine.
we
good.
set the man on fire. Don't worry about it.
Hey, it
Okay.
worked, guys. There's only so much I can do.
Oh, I
Like, is
think
this
my
guy
food's
technically
fine.
my uncle? Yes. Could I give any less of a fuck? No.
Sometimes extended family just be like that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sometimes you just have to set.
Oh yeah,
family
he is my
priorities.
uncle. Fucking weird.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Please,
I,
guys.
Okay.
I need food.
Guys,
Okay.
guys, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Audrey has
Helena, she clears her throat and says, "Well, fuck no, fuck
You're doing great, sweetie.
no, I'm not."
Colbert's
Yes, you
gonna
are.
I'm gonna have to
say-
agree with
Colbert's-
Foxy on this one. Sorry, but
Colbert is gonna pop up and say, we're currently on a mission to try and get your mother back, but we need your blessing.
oh, that
Being
should be
woke
very
up and
easy.
just like, "Hey yo, say, hey yo, we're bringing your mom back from the dead. Give us magic shit."
Give
Arrow
us
said-
magic. We're doing necromancy.
Guys, trying to hear what Arrow said.
He said, well, that should be very easy. And he kind of like shuffles a little bit out of the curtain. He just sort of shimmies it off his shoulders,
No.
and he's like, I suppose that since Father is with you all, I have no reason to be distrustful. So, are you ready? And he kind of like holds his hands up awkwardly, like, "Are you ready? Are you ready for this?"
Yep. We're ready.
Are you ready for the power of tired?
Oh yeah, ready?
The power of anti-tired, basically.
Of
Yeah,
anti-tired.
like she
Anti-tired.
looks back towards the door, and she says, "We might need to bring back in those two."
Yeah.
Right. Colbert's gonna go and grab them real quick.
Right.
All right.
So Tagok and Sarzoth, you are just sort of sitting outside the chambers when you see the door open, and Colbart pops his little head out.
Hey, he's gonna give us the blessing. You guys might need to be here.
Blessing to kick his ass.
No. Unless they have
Oh,
basically
fine,
anti-sloth. Come on.
fine.
I kind
I
of like
comply.
Thank God.
help Sarzoth help Sarzoth back up to his feet. And I'm just like, we can kick ass later.
Mm.
We can kick ass.
We could beat
Now's
shit
not
out of
the
some
fucking
training
time.
dummies later.
Holy shit! How am I supposed to eat this thing? It's huge.
That's what she said.
That's
Um,
what she said.
but,
It's a euro.
Ooh,
Ooh, good hero.
Heroes are very good.
Heroes are very good.
But yeah, back in comes Tagok and Sarzoth. And
I'm gonna keep an eye on you, buddy boy.
Tell Mello you are ready for the blessing.
Mm,
Alright, now we're all here, so we should be all ready.
He just kind of nods a little bit, doesn't say anything, but nods. And then he cups his hands a little bit, and it looks like there's just a slight gap between the two of them. And then he puts them to his mouth and he blows in. And out the hole on the other side of his hands comes what looks like snow.
Oh.
Ooh, snow.
Nah, that's Frost.
Yeah, that's Frost.
We still
The god of
need to beat
Frost.
them yet.
Yeah,
That's
can't wait for that.
that's the other cold one.
But the false snow drifts out across the group and settles on the tops of your heads and your shoulders as it falls slowly. And it does not feel cold. It feels like nothing at all. You do not feel it. But it melts, heavy air quotes, into you. And you feel reinvigorated. And Tagok, you can remove that 1 point of exhaustion.
Hey, yo!
Yay!
Hey.
nice.
Congratulations,
Let's
you're not
go.
fucking tired anymore, buddy.
I'm
we
not
pull
fucking
all-nighters
tired
now?
anymore. I'm not doing that. Kane gave me a medallion so I don't accidentally set the mansion on fire out of nightmares.
Yeah.
We're all good. I can sleep like a normal person.
Homeboy's looking out for
Yay.
you.
Yeah.
Finish it
Remember
off
when I
in
used
the-
to hate him?
Yeah. You wanted to fucking kill him. Now he's your homeboy.
Now he's my
Yeah.
homeboy. Because he fucking kidnapped Kalina.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. We're good.
Really
We're
weird to
homies
think
now.
That, like,
Yeah.
Kalina's basically besties with the one that tried to kidnap her, and it's not even Stockholm.
No. Kane's just really chill.
He's
Woke,
just so chill.
woke Twitter will
just a
call
good
it
guy.
a toxic relationship. Sag.
I mean, she got to go.
Yeah.
She didn't stay there the whole time. She was just
Yeah.
there for like a few hours.
Alright. So, you have now been given the blessing of Mello. And he, afterwards, he sort of shifts a little bit. And he says, are you really all going to bring her back?
We're going to try.
The plan, yeah.
For the first time since unfreezing him, you see his expression change, and he smiles very slightly.
Oh,
Mhm.
Hey.
Yay.
the boy.
And he says, nope, the thought's gone. Fuck it.
No.
Nope, it's gone. It's gone. Nope. Yeah, up and down. But yeah, he seems contented with the confirmation that you all are going to try.
And Kalina, she smiles, but then just says, "Oh, and one more thing.
Hmm?
We also wanted to ask about and she just kind of gestures all around her,
Oh,
mostly
this
to
here, buddy.
outside.
This whole situation.
All of this.
Oh, yes. And
As we were told that
He kind of shrinks
Well,
in on
yeah,
himself
by
a little
she
bit.
kind of gestures to Ymir.
Yeah.
You were told by Ymir here that you wouldn't be available for quite some time, and that this has been happening for a while.
You can kind of see him just sort of shrink in on himself, like in
Oh,
shame.
oh.
He says, yes, I know it's not exactly an excuse, but losing, Mother has not been good for many of us, especially myself. And he just kind of looks away, like, he's like, yeah, I'm depressed about my mom dying. It's not an excuse, though.
Oh.
Um, Sarasov kind of takes this opportunity, and he means this in a way that isn't to insult, but it's gonna sound like it.
We love
Um,
Sarasov in his bluntness.
I understand that you're grieving, but grieve like any normal human being and move on. Your grieving has caused other people pain and suffering. That is no way of a warrior or a god.
He like looks up at you, like, head down, but his eyes are upcast towards you, and he says, you are right, and I should be handling this better. I have responsibilities, but I just can't will myself to as days drag on.
Sometimes you just have to take it minute by minute. It may seem like it just drags on forever, and it may not get better. And sometimes that pain won't go away. But learning to accept that it's there is essential for mourning, especially the loss of a parent. As she's saying this, you can kind of see Kalina soften a little bit
That's a
because she's
personal one.
speaking from experience.
That's a personal one.
Sarasov kind of interrupts slightly and he goes, well, no, acceptance is a very small part of it. The pain shouldn't go away. If the pain goes away, then what's it matter in the first place? What matters is learning to fight through it, to learn to live through it, and keep on going day to day. It's not about accepting or moving on. It's about understanding that this is how reality is. And the best way to move on from that is to continue living.
Exactly.
Zephyrus then speaks up as he places a hand on Mellow's shoulder and he says, your mother, of all people, would want you to keep on living. And after Zephyrus says that, you can just see Mellow's face crumple up as
Oh.
tears start to well in his eyes.
Yup, mm-hmm.
There goes the boy.
There it is.
There it is. There's the trauma.
Hopefully
Cries.
the scarf
There's the trauma.
cries into the scarf and then it's just like, this is kind.
Scarf is really nice. Thank you.
It smells really nice.
He just kind of like, it's very pathetic. Not a dignified crier, doesn't need to be, but
Yeah.
he just crumbles as he just shrinks in on himself and weeps.
Mm. Kalina, she actually pulls out a handkerchief and she kind of tries to discreetly dab her eyes a little bit because she's also crying.
I'm crying too, girl. They got me crying in
Hey,
the club
she was talking about
tonight.
something very personal.
Yep.
They got
And
me
she's
crying
just
in
kind
the
of
club
secretly
tonight.
hoping that nobody notices what she's doing and that everyone's just kind of focused on Mello.
And I roll for perception.
You don't even have to ask.
Yay! I'm gonna roll perception. And I don't have to do it with disadvantage anymore.
Yay!
Yay, happy sounds.
Oh! Dirty 20.
Dirty
Hey
20.
yo!
Well, Tagok, you, of all people, notice Kalina slyly dabbing away her tears.
Hmm. Not gonna do anything, but you know,
By this
gonna
point,
hold on to that.
Zephyrus has sat down with Mello, wrapping his arm around him and comforting him.
Mm.
You must comfort your baby.
Yeah.
So, kind of while all this is like going on, and even after getting the blessing, Anastasia is he just standing there shivering a bit,
Oh no.
She's just kind of brain dead because it's so cold.
and he just signs in a draconic gods, and even at the bottom of the ocean, I don't even think it got this fucking cold.
It still is cold, but
Ah, frozen
When you-
calamari.
it's not
When
quite
you fucking
as
freeze
cold.
the squid man.
Cold air can be a lot worse than cold
Yeah.
air
It's
sometimes.
Oh,
cold
yeah.
and dry.
I literally
Water
I
can
literally
only be
took a
so
point
cold.
of damage due to cold.
Yeah.
Water can only be so cold.
True, I will say. It is significantly less cold than it was
Hold on.
before you woke Mello up.
Yay!
Like, it's at least 20 degrees warmer.
Oh my god.
Damn! 20 degrees?
Granted,
Yo!
it was probably in the negatives when you walked in.
Yeah.
But a 20-degree difference from the negatives is amazing.
That's amazing.
Right?
Depending on how low in the negatives, that gets to like 10 degrees.
Yeah. You can actually go outside and get your mail then.
Right?
The Midwesterners.
That's fucking great.
Those fucking
The
Midwesterners.
Midwesterners are just like,
That's
Commented
great.
about the
like, this
weather.
is awesome.
We're having
10 degrees is so
weather.
much more warmer when than in the negatives.
Yeah.
Damn.
You can actually like shovel your side, like your driveway.
You can actually go outside and not worry about your eyes freezing.
Yeah.
All right, enough about the thing.
And no, that is not an exaggeration. That is an
isn't.
actual health risk.
Uh-huh.
Enough from the cheese gallery.
The cheese gallery?
Instead of the peanut
Yes.
gallery, the cheese gallery, the Wisconsinites.
And it's
They
just
know
us
that there's-
two in a little
It's
They
blue
know
just
that-
us.
There's currently like 1.1 billion pounds of cheese just stored throughout the United States right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's
cheese
pretty
caves.
sick.
Yes.
The cheese caves.
Don't
Yeah.
ever
Okay,
let
we're
me
getting
Well, no, the
distracted
cheese,
again.
the cheese caves are gone. They got rid of the cheese caves a while ago.
Damn. We can't have shit in America. Fuck me.
Told them
Can't
to
have
twist it
shit
and they
in
found
Detroit.
them all.
What do you? No, they literally gave them to like a whole bunch of people. At one point in the United States, every single citizen had at least 3 pounds of cheese.
Damn.
Hmm.
And I ate it all.
And I ate it all.
Cheese.
Nom, 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 nom.
Anyways, moving on.
But fuck yeah. Anastasis is cold. It's significantly less colder than when you came in here. Pretty much as soon as Mello was unfrozen and woke up, the temperature started lifting in the room, and unbeknownst to you, outside as well. The protective barrier around the city that is fueled by him is back up.
Woo!
Yay!
Buggers.
Let's
Pog
go.
champion.
Hog champ.
Yay.
Very quickly, may I continue what I was saying earlier?
Yes, I thought you were done.
Yes, apologies.
I was kind of done, but then I thought of something more.
Alright.
So after her, her shivering for a bit and just signing in Draconic how cold he was, he then kind of looked directly at Marlowe and said, "Thank you, sir, for just the blessing." And like my crewmates said, we'll try our damnedest to bring your mama from beyond the godly grave. And that's kind of where I'm gonna end
Yeah.
that.
He smiles and gives you like a nod of like acknowledgement and respect. He's not very much of a talker. Don't want to waste precious energy on talking too much.
Ugh. You good,
Understandable.
Audrey?
Yep. The Euro is saying hi.
Oh.
Garlic.
Oh no.
Gallic.
Mm.
But, Ophelia, begins, speaking with Mello again in God tongue. And, they are, keeping their voices a little lower, talking back and forth. Just for a moment or two. And then Ophelia stands back up and says, "Well, for the time being, Mello is going to be staying here. But when the springtime comes and the protective barrier is no longer needed, I, will be able to arrange for him to get out more." And he gives him like the parent look, like, "You're gonna get out more. I don't
You
care
need
what you have to say
sunlight."
when it comes to that point. You're going out. You're gonna visit your siblings. You're gonna do things. You need some exercise. You just can't sit in your room all day, Mello. It's not good for your health." And Mello just kind of does like a little half nod, like, "Yes, Dad."
Yeah, Dad. Oh,
But for the time being, I believe, if nobody else has anything to bring up, we should probably head back to Ceruleus.
Yeah, we don't really have much else to do here.
They really came in,
Hold
slapped
your
the god
tongue.
awake, got him to blow snow on us, and left.
Yeah. Thanks, homie. Bye. Hi, Mello.
Thanks,
Bye, Mello.
man. Bye. Have a good night. Sleep.
It's gonna take all your willpower to not say what you want to say.
Yeah.
Sarzov. You've already said some, but oh lordy,
Oh, I've said nothing.
you
Sarzov
could,
hasn't even begun.
you could lay into him much more.
I've repeated in my head like 3 different times that I would say to him.
My God.
Respect.
Ah. Hey, hopefully you'll get to meet somebody that you can cuss out.
Yes. What if Starzov met Elowen?
I
Sarzov
think
doesn't see
he'd.
him as a god.
I think he would
think
die.
he'd be beheaded.
Yeah.
He probably would be beheaded if he started cussing out Elowen.
She
Would be beheaded still cussing out Elowen.
His head.
He would be actively cussing him out
Detached.
as his head. Yes.
Guillotine goes
He'll-
down.
he He only stops when the guillotine hits. When his head is severed from his body. Only then does he shut
It'll
the
still
fuck
take
up.
a few seconds.
His
It's like
dying-
it'll like
the
cut
dying
through,
breath.
and
as-
he'll have like max 5 seconds of some more sounds, and then he's done.
Yeah. Dying breath upon his mouth.
Still
Here's
making
the thing.
making eye contact as his head rolls.
Some lore into Sarzov's
God,
philosophy
okay.
about this is that Sarzov thinks that he is not a god. He is kind of thinking like he doesn't act a god, therefore he should not go around saying he is a god. Sarzov thinks that he is more of a god than Mello is. Sarzov believes Kalina is more of a god than Mallow is. Sarzov has no respect for Mallow.
That's valid.
Interesting.
So much disrespect that he can't even say his name right.
No. No. It's not worth it. Too much work.
I mean, it is what it is.
I also think it's funny that he's just like, yes, Kalina's a goddess.
But also,
No, that's not what that means.
Yeah. It's just
What
like
that means is
he
he
respects
even
Kalina
commoners
more.
are more of a god
he
than
holds
is.
Kalina in a higher regard to her authority than he does to
Mm.
Mello. Like, Mello is not deserving of his title in Sarzov's eyes because he does not command himself or act as a god would or how he thinks a god should. Which, to be fair, Sarzov is pretty right. Mello does not present himself in the same way that many of his siblings do. He does not create an air about him that is to be respected.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, people only respect him out of tradition.
Yeah.
Something interesting to be said about, well, the way that this world views gods and treats gods, and how gods are born into their positions, even if they are not
Also,
deserving of them.
I've kind of just
Or
been
ready for
waiting
them.
for someone to realize this, but has anyone noticed that we're on break room?
Yeah.
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 We're just
I
not
said
doing
that at the
anything
beginning.
about it. Yeah,
Caleb
we said
did
it.
It's
mention it
fine.
briefly, but it's
Ah.
fine, it's fine. We're all
It
good.
doesn't matter.
No one else is gonna join anyway.
Yeah.
We're all
Unless the
good.
bot decides to become sentient.
Dice parser? What are you doing?
Don't jinx it now.
It has no voice.
That's no voice.
All right. So if nobody
Unless
else
he
has
does.
anything to say, should you head on then?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Kalina doesn't really have much else to say because she's still silently crying.
Yeah.
Hey, Gok,
And I'm just trying to make sure that. Yes?
you might want to get your crystal back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit cold
I
outside.
took a
It's a
point of
little
damage from the
important.
cold shock.
It's a bit nippy outside, hun.
A bit nippy out, and I have a cold vulnerability.
Yes, you do.
Like before you leave, it's just like, oh wait, Mello, one more thing. Yeah.
Give me my
Yoink.
shit back.
Bye.
Yoink. Yeah. Normally, I'd probably, like, ask. I think I might just, like, quick walk up to him and just fucking grab it. It's just like, just snatch.
Yeah. You grab your crystal back from him, and he just kind of looks down at where it was. And this is when he finally notices the scarf.
Oh,
And you see him just kind of like scrunch his eyebrows together as he like picks it up a little bit and like looks at it. And then he sniffs it. And then like you see the eyebrows unscrunch and like yes.
oh.
And you can see him just like put it to his face. And he sniffs it.
Aw.
Yeah. And I notice that, and I tell them what they're called. They're called tassels. What the thing is that you pull to get the thingy out?
Yeah, you pull the fringe at the end.
Yeah. I tell them pull the fringe at the end.
He looks a little confused, but he does so, and a pine tassel comes out. And he stares at it for a little bit. And then he like quickly like darts his eyes between you and the thing. And then he
Mhm.
makes
Not just like, mm-hmm.
makes a
I
face.
just nod.
And
I just nod.
you see this look on his face that unmistakably you recognize as, I'm about to do something. Like, you know when a kid is about to do something they know they shouldn't do
Yeah.
before they do it? That just little mischievous glint.
Yeah.
He very quickly
He's gonna fucking
sticks
eat
it in
it.
his, he sticks it in his mouth.
I called it.
Does Zephyr see?
Yep, he eats it. You watch him eat the pine tassel.
Zephyr just sees his son just eating a pine.
Eating a scarf.
Zephyrus just sighs. He's used to it.
And it's like, well, as long as it gets him outside.
Yeah.
I mean, he's lived with Freya for a bit, so
Yeah.
he kind of
Yeah,
gets
Freya
it.
and Fan and Asumi, so
He kind of
he's kind of
understands.
used to little forest gremlins.
The gremlins.
Oh, gremlins.
The gremlins.
Gremlins.
And Mello has been doing this for many years. As it was mentioned before, he used to eat the holiday garlands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining a holiday photo of the whole family.
Huh.
And Mello is just in the background, like with the holiday garland.
There's like a chair that Verbina's
Yeah.
sitting on that has garland strung on it, and he's like,
And he's just eating it.
he's mid-bite.
Yeah, mid-bite.
Slightly blurry face as he's like zooming towards it. Just,
Yeah.
Huh.
That would be a wonderful Christmas card.
That would be a good Christmas card.
All of the kids are doing something stupid.
Uh-huh.
Zephyrus and
And he's
Verbena are
just,
just
like-
sitting there, like,
Just sitting there. And Melo's
stressed
zooming towards
smile.
the camera with a garland in his mouth.
Stressed out parents of counts on fingers how many kids there are.
Too many.
Too
Way too
fucking
many.
many.
Too many.
Too many damn kids.
Oh dear.
But yeah, it's time for you to go now. As you leave, Ymir exits the audience chamber before he closes the door, and he says, I had my doubts about you all, but you really did it.
Mhm.
Yes, I suppose we did.
He kind of like exasperated laugh. Yes, we've been trying for generations to find somebody who could put a stop to this cycle, and some random people we don't even know come along and do it on their first try.
Sometimes you just need someone to beat the shit out of your god to make him wake up.
Wake up.
Like, wake up.
Grab a brush and put it on wake up.
We're all same brain cell.
But yeah,
Why do they think he's up at the table?
She laughs and just kind of looks over to Tagok. Well, we're not exactly most people. At least one of us. And she kind of winks at Tagok.
She's special.
He's
Ah.
special.
She's special. I don't think
She's a
Tagok really
fucking
notices. I think she's
demigod.
just focused on preventing Sarzoth from going back into the room.
Yeah.
Sarzoth has decided that it's not worth his time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
He's too
waste my
pathetic to
breath
care
on
about
you.
him.
Oh my god. So rude.
You're really getting the high horse teenager thing down.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You're very
So
good.
good. I hate it.
You're
It's
doing
because
great.
I analyze everything around me and I'm around a lot of teenagers.
Yeah. I do commend your role-playing skills. Everybody give
Yeah,
Audrey
it
a little
yeah, it
golf
is
clap.
very
Everybody give her a
good.
golf clap.
It
Very
is
good,
very
very
good.
good.
Clap, 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 clap,
Very
clap, clap,
good.
clap, 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 clap,
It's
clap.
not picking up on our mics.
Clap, 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 clap.
Yeah. The clapping is
You have
well
to-
received.
Yay.
Golf
Yes.
clap for sense. But yeah. Ymir, he sort of shuffles a little bit and he's like, well, if we have to give you thanks somehow. I mean, we can't just send you on your way after you've basically saved our community. And he's like, like, oh god, what
It's
do we
like,
do?
ah, shit, what do we do?
What do we do?
What do we do?
What do we do?
I don't
He's
think you
just like, we need to go to the council building. Just busted into the council building or like whatever government body they have. Just like, guys, Tad's awake.
Dad woke up. Oh god. Oh lordy.
It's like, what do you mean he's awake?
Shit happened.
Something happened.
It's like this random group of fuckers decided to come in.
I don't know if you guys know the audio with Eggman, where he just goes, it cuts as like, something just happened. That's them. Something just happened.
Yeah.
Something just happened.
Oh,
As everybody
no.
realizes that it is significantly warmer. And Ymir thoughtfully strokes his beard and he's like, is there anything that you adventurers need for your journey that we could possibly supply for you?
Hmm.
I don't think so. We got everything that we need so far.
Mm.
Just trying to think long term.
Yeah.
He's like rubbing his
Oh,
face, trying to think of something, because he refuses to
Kalina's
let
trying to
you
think of
go
things
without
that they
giving you
need.
something.
Kalina's
Oh.
just like trying to think of just like. This is so dorky, but her mind just immediately goes to like, do we need any groceries?
Too many
Do
groceries.
we need
Any
groceries?
groceries?
well, for sure, I think the best thing that can be done is to keep in touch. Who knows when we might need to come back here.
That is true. I presume you all are the ones that came in on the flying city that was spotted?
Yeah.
Do you think
Right.
we walked here?
I don't know. You've been surprising me. Come, I'll lead you to our meeting hall.
Of course.
I'll call for our mages, and they can help you set up communications for longer distance. Since I think a simple letter might get lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
It might.
So he leads you out of the temple and back into the city. And as you exit the temple, you can definitely feel that it's warmer. It's still cold, like winter, but it's a more tolerable temperature.
It's 10 degrees.
And
Very nice.
you can see already that the whole city doesn't look as dull. You can kind of see the life being brought back into it. And above you in the sky, you see a iridescent blue force field
Ooh.
that covers the entire city in a dome.
Ooh.
Damn.
And it swirls like ripples of water.
Ooh. That's cool. Now that is cool.
Yeah. You can also see that people are starting to realize this, and people are opening their
Slowly
windows
peeking
to look
out.
outside or stepping out of their doors because their windows are frozen shut.
Yeah.
And you can see everybody just quietly coming back into the streets. And they see the group walking out of the temple, the only people that, have been in the city since this has happened, with Ymir, and they're all just watching you with curiosity.
It's like, what the fuck did they do?
Who the fuck are they? When did they get here?
How did they get here?
How did they get
It's
here?
Shadow Man.
It's a shadow me.
Baba Yaga.
Baba. Oh
The
my
Baba
god.
Yaga.
Very quick aside. I saw a Baba Yaga ceramic that somebody made in the artist alley today at the convention. It was great.
Oh
I
my
love
God.
it.
It was really
I
big.
love it.
Oh, I
I
wish I
love
had
it.
taken a picture of it. But Baba Yaga house. I love.
Baba Yaga.
But
All that reminds me of is John Wick.
But as you're
It's such a good
following Ymir through the city, people are watching you, and like they're out on the streets now, and they're sort of like just letting you walk through as they're on the sides of the road, and they're like murmuring and talking to one another, and you can occasionally hear the passing like, "Who are they? Is it possible? Did they wake up Bello?" Just idle chat, rumors. People are trying to figure out what's going on. And
Why is the temperature suddenly better?
why is it warm?
Sarzoth kind of like whispers under his breath, "Yeah, I woke up, you bitch god."
Damn. Damn.
Can Kalina hear
Higa
this with
kinda
a passive
snickers a little bit.
perception of like 17?
I think Kalina just barely hears it. She hears bitch god, and she can piece together what was said.
Kalina, she just smacks Sarsa upside the head.
Sarzoth's about to have a word with Kalina.
Oui. But nobody has yet stepped into the middle of the road until you see a very finely dressed man in blue robes, very ornate. He's older, and he has a long silver beard that is,
Gandalf.
yeah, it's Gandalf.
Gandalf!
You're not allowed to say that until you actually watch Lord of the Rings.
Gandalf.
It's
I will
amazing.
kidnap you at some point.
We will kidnap
Summer's only 8 weeks away, hun.
you. That's a threat.
I will find you. And I will make you watch Lord of the Rings.
Extended edition.
I will find you.
I
And
don't
I will
have
kill
the
you.
extended editions.
I do.
The extended editions are on HBO
Noted.
Max.
Noted.
Yes,
All
all of them.
But this mage, this wizard, is very briskly
Wizard.
walking down the street, and you hear the clack of his heels and his staff. That is
Oh, we tennis time.
It's Wii tennis time, folks.
that as he strikes the cobble with it as he speed walks towards you. And he looks very determined. You
And
hear-
the fact that your clock is 4 minutes off is what keeps me up at night.
Listen.
Sad rest in peace.
Listen.
Hey, 5 minutes before the hour
It's-
strikes is enough time for one round of Wii tennis.
Yep.
God. But you hear Ymir sort of mumble under his breath. He's like, "Well, there's one of them." And Ymir stops in the road to allow the mage to meet you halfway.
Yeah.
Said mage stops in front of the group and says, "Ymir, what is the meaning of all this? Have you finally found somebody to wake our slumbering god?" Ymir nods and he says, "Yes, you could say that." And he turns to the group. The wizard does. God damn it. Why do I not prepare names? Because I don't plan things, that's why. Because I am trash.
And that's okay. We're having a good time.
Having a good time.
We chillin'.
It's all good.
Having a good time.
We chillin' like a villain.
Yeah.
We're here for a good time, not a long time.
So the long game would be nice.
Oh,
I'm not talking
no,
about
I
No,
can
games
handle
in
that.
general.
no,
I'm just talking
I-
about life in general.
I disagree.
Alright, moving on. The mage, kinda, he looks a little judgmental. He kinda looks the group up and down, like, they did? And he says, "Well, on behalf of the council. And he does like a little flourish, a little slight bow. I, Grandmaster Vigil, thank you.
Helena, she bows in return and she says, "But of course, we're on a very important journey, and having support from not only the gods but their followers as well is greatly important."
Ah, a great journey. And, yes, he just kind of, like, acknowledges, like, you are on a great journey. Cool.
Cool.
Cool, dude.
I feel like
Whoa.
he just like woke up like 20 minutes ago.
Somebody fucking knocked on his door. He's like, Virgil, get up. The barrier's back up. We need to talk about this. He's like, what the fuck are you on about? I'm on my midday nap.
He's probably just like still in his pajamas or something like underneath the
Old
robe.
man nap.
Yeah. The old man nap.
Yeah.
And,
Sorry, go
sorry.
ahead.
Ymir pipes back up and he says, actually, I was, going to bring them to the council hall so that, the Council of Mages can set up communication with them on their flying city, as he, gestures to Ceruleus off in the distance. And, Virgil says, I see. Come. I shall send my servants to retrieve the rest of the council. And then he turns on his heel and starts leading the way.
Alright, cool.
He's agile for an old man.
Yep. He's a mage. Mages tend to kind of just be doing shit at any
Yeah.
age.
Mm-hmm.
They're just
Mhm.
able to do things.
Yeah.
But you are led to a very ornate building. The iconography on the actual building itself looks like ice, but it is not. It is just carved out of white stone.
Ooh.
And it has a large circular window that is all one piece of glass. It's very large, which
Oh dang.
is that kind of window very expensive, because making a sheet of glass that big.
God, imagine
Yeah.
will rocket that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Inside the window, you can see a globe made out of carved stone with God, I don't even know what the actual name for this thing is called. The globe with the angel rings. You know the one. The biblical angel rings.
It's a biblical angel.
No. The globe with
No,
the biblical angel ring.
I got nothing for you, man.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
I mean, I
What's the
can
fuck
imagine it.
called? It's an
I
old
got a
style
picture.
compass. An old style compass. I'm gonna lose it.
Compassos?
Celestial
It's a
compass.
I mean, you
Fuck
get the angel
me.
part right.
Tell me that shit don't look like a goddamn biblical angel.
Dude, I haven't the know what you're talking about. What, this biblical compass bullshit.
Eh.
So I'm gonna look at it. So the compass thing it looks like a biblical angel.
Yeah. The official word for it is armillary sphere. That's what it actually is.
Interesting.
I am just bad with
Ah.
words.
Hey, words are hard. Are you kidding me? Words suck.
Words
They
are
do.
very difficult.
I'm sending an image in fucking chat for you guys. This thing.
Yay, that thing.
That thing. The armillary
Ooh.
sphere.
Oh, that
There's a
thing, yeah.
giant one of those floating behind the window.
Ah,
Yo.
yes. I know
And-
exactly what that is.
It's being held up by magic.
Yay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Big armillary sphere. Fuck me, that
Tropically
took forever.
Wow.
Biblically accurate globe.
Yeah. I can't
Biblically
believe
accurate.
me. Biblically accurate.
Welcome to Open
globe.
Hearts, everyone.
Oh,
We be
God.
silly.
Yeah.
We got there in the end, y'all.
Yep.
And by we mean I mean arrows.
Yeah, I got there.
We be having a good
eventually.
time.
That message is specifically for Eros, because I'm assuming he knows what that means.
No base, no trace. Frick off. Specifically frick off. But, what the fuck? I'm sorry. I have to install an extension to be able to copy paste things in Google Docs now?
Bruh.
What?
Wow,
That doesn't make sense.
that's some BS right there.
What the fuck, Google?
And a whole lot. Yeah, that's BS.
What the fuck? Apparently you can only do the keyboard shortcuts to copy and paste. You can't, like, click on it and say paste. Why am
Wait,
I
I think I
also
remember
been-
that.
That's stupid. God, I
Oh
hate.
yeah. I
God,
had
I
to do
hate
that.
corporations.
This is why we
That's
can't
fair.
have nice things.
But, apologies. You are led into the, grand carved doors by, Virgil. And, you can see that already there are a couple other mages who are in the main hall. They're, like, talking amongst themselves, like, oh, what the fuck's going on?
Some of them are probably still in their pajamas.
Yeah. They're just kind of scratching their heads, just like, what the fuck? And as Virgil walks in, one of them walks up to him and says, Virgil, what is happening? What are these people that you've brought here? And he gestures to you all. And Virgil puts his hand up like, no, let me reassure you. He says, by word of Ymir, this group is responsible for lifting the Everfrost on Mellow and returning our protective barrier. And you hear the, murmurs. It's like, oh, really? Who?
Murmur.
Like, oh,
From
these guys?
these motherfuckers.
Me. Sorry, that's a One Piece reference.
I would not understand.
No, I don't think
I would
any
not
of us
get
other
it.
than Ben.
I think I understand it. Basta, yeah.
Yes. Me.
But the wizards, they Can you work with me, website, please? You know what? Fine. Whole name. I'm gonna have a mentee be, I swear. The internet is going to cause me to have a breakdown. breakdown.
I am gonna throw
Oh
a
my
BF.
god.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have a BF.
It's the session
What?
of
bitch fit.
technical issues, everybody.
Gonna have
Yay.
a bitch fit.
Yay! We're having fun here, folks.
But you are led.
I'm a toxic toxic metal.
No, you are being led by
Oh,
Virgil into the council hall to the the big old meeting table.
Yeah.
And as you go in, you pass underneath the armillary sphere that floats above you, and you can hear it humming slightly by the magical forces that keep it aloft.
Alina's nerd brain is just buzzing. It's like, this is cool. Out of all the people in the party, she's probably the only one that would actually know what it is off the top of her head.
Yeah.
She knows the word for it.
Pegok would just be like, fucking weird, but okay.
Cool floaty sphere you got there, dude. Aw.
Be like, huh. Magic shit. Anyway,
it's unicorn shit.
Unicorn.
But you are led to the table by the wizards, and they have you sit down, and Virgil takes his seat at the end of the table, and each of the wizards take their places. You notice that specific chairs that they sit in match their robes.
Oh.
Each of their chairs matches their robes, and the chairs that you were in have no like specific upholstery. They're just all one color,
Yeah.
plain for guests. And you all sit there for a moment, and Virgil tells you that we'll be starting the meeting soon. We just have to wait for... And then he looks over across the table, like down his glasses. He says, we are only waiting on Helena and Melkora.
Kalina nods and just says, understood.
One of the younger looking mages sort of leans on his hand and says, they're probably making sure their little brats aren't going to cause any trouble before they leave.
Couple?
Nice.
That
Oh,
or they're
they're a
both
couple.
mothers.
Yeah. But also, two moms.
They are moms. Of the same children, you do not know.
Ah, come on.
But after a little bit of waiting and some idle chitter chatter between the wizards, eventually you hear the
Wizards.
doors behind you open up again, and in come two finely dressed women. They are both wearing like everybody's wearing somewhat matching, like all of their robes look the same but are different colors. Theirs are slightly different. They're a little bit gendered.
Uh-huh.
They said, why do we have to get those boring robes that you have, Virgil? And he's like, fine, alter the robe. I don't care.
As long as you wear it to the meeting.
But,
God. Oh my god.
Helena and Melchora, take their seats on opposite sides of the table. And Helena says, sorry. My kids wanted to run around the streets. And Melchora says, and I had to make sure that Andre was awake before I left. Virgil simply just nods, like, okay, yeah, we know. You gotta deal with your kids, you gotta make sure your husband's awake to take care of the kids, whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, this campaign is very gay. You can't be mad about straight people.
I mean, you're not mad about Kalina, are you?
No.
No, you can't be mad about learning that a character is straight. Caleb. Such a little dingus. But, Virgil, pushes, like with the tips of his fingers on the table, pushes himself away with his chair, and stands up and says, now, to the subject of today's meeting. By word of Ymir and confirmation from themselves, this group that joins us today are the ones responsible for freeing Mello from the Everfrost. And they would like to set up communications with the council as they are traveling on the flying city that rests just outside of the city limits. All of the mages like nod in agreement, like taking notes. I'm taking
I just
notes.
realized we never
Write that down,
properly
write that down.
introduced ourselves.
Yep, you didn't.
Fuck.
Virgil then gestures to all of you and he says, now, the, he kind of like waves his hand around and like rolls his eyes like adventurers, like, he's thinking like, I don't even know if I should call you adventurers, like, what are you? Just like, adventurers.
Like, bro, y'all just walked in.
You fucking random asses. Adventurers. I do not believe you have introduced yourselves.
Kalina looks just like, oh, no, we haven't. Terribly sorry. Well, my name is Kalina Brightwood. Fuck,
My
words,
name-
words.
Wow.
And that's all you need to say, baby.
That's all you need to
That's
say.
all you need to say, baby.
I'm guessing just like Kalina has like more of like a formal introduction, just like Kalina Brightwood, diplomat from Crete Isle. Like, you know,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
Lady Kalina Brightwood.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't need
Colbar is gonna say, I'm Colbar Cook.
somebody else go.
I'm that one
Wisdom.
bratty teenager nobody likes.
I'm the bratty teenager nobody likes.
Kalina just wait. What is Starzot's last name?
What is Sarzov's last name? Do you have a last
I
name
don't think he has one.
written down, buddy?
I don't think he
I don't
has
think
one.
he's been confirmed one.
Sarzov's
What is his
Dick Lord, I
dad's
don't
last
know.
name?
Never gave him a last name.
Damn.
To be fair, I didn't have a last name till I needed one.
True. That be it, though.
So what's Sarzath's last name?
I hate that my first thought for Sarzoth's last name was Charbroiled. I don't know
It
why.
makes it feel. my first thought was Dick Lord, but that works too.
Charbroiled Dick Lord. Oh god.
Tutor character? I do not know.
So, Anastasia's who just.
Harold.
There's a last name.
Anasta-
Hey, Sarzoth, how do you feel about being Helsing? Sarzoth Helsing.
Ooh.
It has a nice ring to it.
It's so edgy for him.
Yeah, it's just edgy enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
But yeah, after like Sarzath says like his thing, Kalina says, "That is Sarzath Helsing."
One of the younger mages kind of snickers a little bit at Sarzoth's introduction of himself. He's like,
The child that
Bratty.
nobody likes. Tegak just nods, and with a completely
In
straight
agreement.
face, just goes, Tegak.
Straightforward.
Dealt with her
woman.
introduction.
We love a straightforward woman. Yeah.
She has no
And then-
time for formalities. At least not with these people.
Anastasius say both signs and draconic, and he says the name is Anastasius Kai Magnus. It's a part of the immortal alliance, and even though there are times where I am reconsidering my decision, but I digress.
Sorry. Sarzoth kind of whispers, man, you talk.
Sarzoth is a little butthead.
Mm.
We love him though. Ophelia nods and he says, "My name is Ophelia." And then he kind of like nudges at Fen a little bit, just like introduce yourself. Fen just kind of like, who was spaced out, turns towards the wizards and goes, "I'm Fen.
Fen.
I'm Fen."
Ben.
Freya pops their head up because they were kind of slouched in their chair. They pop their head up so they can be seen. And they say, "I'm Freya," and they like stick their hand out, like a little tiny hand. "I'm Freya.
That's me.
I'm Freya. Hi." Chatu introduces himself. "I'm Chatu." And then Clement is the last one. He says, "Clement Aveline." Virgil nods and he says, "Well, it is a pleasure to be acquainted with you all. Of course, you know, my name is Virgil. I am the Grand Master of the Council." And then he gestures to the person on his right, who stands up and says, "My name is Andrea, second in command of the council." The next one down the line stands up and he says, "I am Girvadur. I represent the southern sector." The next one stands up. "I am Amos. I represent the eastern sector." Then the next one, I am Doffrey. I represent the western sector. Then Helena stands up, says, I'm Helena. I represent the northwestern sector. And then Malcora stands up and she says, and I am Malcora. I represent the northeastern sector. And then they all take their seats again. The way the city is kind of divided up is in like a 5, like a star kind of a shape. It would be just 4, but it's divided into 2 on either side of the temple.
Yeah.
And then Virgil speaks back up and he clears his throat. So, before we proceed with actually granting your request of communication line, I would like to ask, how is it that you freed Mello from his Everfrost? We have been trying ourselves and to find someone for many generations now. How is it that you all, unknown to us and to the council, have come in here and done it so simply?
It's because I'm cool and I have timey-wimey magic.
Does he
Kalina
say
just-
that?
Good
Yes, he
God.
does.
Kalina just glares at Sarzoth, not like for any like intimidation, but just
bruh.
like now is not the time. And she says, what he means is that 2 of us, Takok and Sarzoth, work together, being Nalsarach, to unfreeze him. And it is very helpful that Takok here holds a catalyst of Heros.
No, I mean that I'm cooler than all of you.
Anastasius would like to try to smack Arzoth upside of the head.
I would also like to, and because I think it would be hilarious if we both smacked him on the opposite sides of his head at the same time.
Yes.
Just a bap.
Both of you
Man
roll.
gets sandwiched.
Both of you roll for dexterity.
Sarzoth's gonna have a concussion.
Roll for dexterity.
Both
Okay.
of you roll for dexterity.
Oh. Total of 10.
All right. Ben.
Or
Too big.
Just,
You
He's-
go to.
Anastasius is too tall, and he forgot how tall Sarsoth was in relation, and he just like swings over his head.
Well,
His perception's off.
well, both of you go to swing at him, and Sarzoth sees one of you move and ducks his head, not realizing that the other is swinging. So both of you just over his head.
No.
Sad.
he pops up all smoke. See, I'm better than them.
Kalina just pinches the bridge of her nose and just says, I apologize for his behavior.
Virgil just kind of tuts a little bit and says, no need. But, well, given the circumstances surrounding. And he kind of gestures a little bit towards Tagok and Sarzoth, like just sort of, eh.
This whole situation.
Yeah.
Wiggles fingers at them
Yeah.
gaily. And
Yeah.
he says, and from the account of Virgil, or fuck, Ymir, if I say something wrong, no, I didn't.
Okay.
Understood.
From the account of Ymir, I am inclined to believe this, even if some people have different accounts on what happened than others. And he kind of gives Sarzoth a very look, like, yeah, you're better than all of them, sure. I totally believe that it was just you. Right. And he says, if all of the other members of the council are in agreement, shall we proceed? And then he holds out his hand, like, sort of like as if he's accepting something. And all of the other members of the council take out their wands and raise them up, and you see little specks of light appear at the end of their wands. And all of them are green, and then the green little specks float into Virgil's hand. He says, given that the council has unanimously decided upon it, I believe that we should now proceed with setting up the communication line. And then he closes his hand and the lights disappear. It's a little voting
Yay.
system.
Yay.
They vote with magic because they're dramatic.
They vote with magic. Kalena's definitely gonna, cause like I have thought of something that Kalina definitely might want.
A cool wand. Or something.
I mean, I wasn't thinking of that, but that too.
You do
Okay.
have a wand.
Yeah,
that you
technically I do
barely
already.
use. But
I give you the wand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
yeah.
I think I have one also that you gave.
Yeah, you bought a bunch
Yes,
of
I
gifts
do.
for Peacock Day, and
Eight?
I think it was for Peacock Day anyway, or it might have just been another occasion.
I think it was for Peacock Day.
It was.
What's Peacock Day?
Celebration of friendship and found family
And peacocks.
and peacocks.
AKA Tyr and Ollie's favorite holiday.
She made it.
Exactly.
She's so generous giving us holidays like that.
I know.
Mhm.
Queen, slay.
We love her.
Queen shit.
Slay, girl, slay.
God.
But, yeah. Virgil, says, so, we will have to give you a catalyst to which we will be able to direct our magic frequencies to allow us to converse back and forth.
Alright.
Alrighty.
Is there anything that you have that you would like us to imbue with this ability? Or would you like us to simply
Imbue the
provide
snake.
you? No, not the snail.
Not the snail.
The snail's already got
No.
I think Audrey knows where I was going with that.
We all know where you were going with that.
Snail phone.
Snail
What's that?
phone.
Yeah, chat.
It's a JoJo reference. Cause
Oh,
No, it's a One Piece reference.
I thought you were
It's
another
either
No,
way, I
it's-
wouldn't have
it's,
gotten it.
yes.
cool little.
And then it's how the snail phones go. It's
Ah,
yeah, chat.
Oh my god.
I see. But yes. Does the party have anything on them that you would like for the Mage Council to imbue with you imbue with phone?
Youth with phone.
Imbue
Um,
with phone.
I have no idea what it would be.
Yeah.
I just
food
have
that
like
doesn't
a
have
collection
anything.
of stuff.
Yeah. Pignock's
What
got
do I
so
have in
much
my-
shit.
Oh, what do I have in my inventory?
Like I've got a lot of stuff, but it's how funny do I want to be with phone?
Yeah.
Because like
I was just thinking, oh, if it's like a catalyst, just like, well, offer up Kalina again. She's some communication line.
she's fine.
Yeah.
Because
She's
like
already a catalyst for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Would
like
that interfere with the signal?
Yeah. Too much bandwidth.
Too much
Wait.
bandwidth. The moon can't provide enough bandwidth.
yeah.
Okay, I have an
That
idea.
means I'm out too.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Yes.
So, what if Anastasia just cuts up like off a thing like a tentacle of hair, and that's the
Ew.
telephone.
Ew.
Ew.
No.
Grabs
Not
tentacle,
having
holds it to face.
calamari
Yellow.
phone.
Slimy tentacle phone. Yellow.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
That's so
Okay, that's if
gross.
it's still attached. That would be really hilarious.
Yellow.
See, I'm like, I could use like the shard of a warp crystal from like early session that I still have, or I could be funny and be like, here, imbue my hand axe.
That's fucking hilarious. But
We're probably just gonna
Ah,
do
sizzle.
something that we'll
Crystal.
actually remember.
that warp crystal, it's interesting on its own.
Yeah, it's just it's just been there since the early sessions. I've never used it, and I occasionally forget that it's there.
Yeah.
Dagok just starts digging around in her pack.
Pretty.
She's
like,
That
"Ooh,
exact same call
cool
myself
rock."
digging around.
Yeah. I don't even remember what description type stuff I have for the warp crystal. Oh god.
I don't even have. Only thing I have written down for it is that it's about the size of my thumb tip and that it is a stark sky blue. And that is it. That is the only description I have for it.
Sorry, I was dying.
You're
I
good.
was
no.
You're
coughing.
good.
I don't know what prompted me
Oh,
to
no.
start coughing, but I just did. And I died.
It's okay.
You're okay. dude.
You're all good.
God, I hate having a body and
Yeah.
human functions. But
Yep.
yeah, you could offer up the crystal.
Uh-huh.
We'll just be like, take us be like, I forgot what this is. You can have it.
Yeah.
Kalina can just
Tigak's
grow
looking through her
crystals.
bags. She's just looking through her bag. Her head just kind of like tilts for a second as she's confused. She reaches like way down deep and pulls out this tiny little blue crystal. And she's like, I don't even remember where this is from. Could this
Maybe
work?
Put on a little chain.
Yeah.
Do we just have
Can
like
talk
a
to
charm
Scar again.
bracelet of like each of the people we can communicate with, their like phone
A
numbers?
charm bracelet.
It's really cute. Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Well, that would be this crystal. Our charms for the 4 roots.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah. Kalina just has the charm bracelet, and we just add the tiny charm onto it.
The amulets for the horses.
Horse amulet.
There's also your wrist.
Her cool
I still have
tat.
another wrist.
You still have
God.
another wrist. She's got a fucking keychain.
Kalina is literally just the communication hotline.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Just the communication hub.
1-800 main party. How are you doing today?
She's the operator.
Oh, God. How may I direct your call?
Yeah.
And just gives thing to whoever.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Tagok, you hold out the tiny little crystal nub, and Helena kind of tilts her head, and she's like, "Let me take a closer look at that." And she sort of holds out her hand.
Just kind of gives it.
She holds it up to her face, and then you see her take out her wand and create like a little lens at the tip of it, like a magnifying glass, and she holds it over it, and she's like, well, well, well. It's a whoop crystal. And you see the others, they're kind of like, oh, warp crystal. And she says, this would actually be perfect to imbue. And then she stands up and she takes it over to Virgil and places it very gently in front of him on the table. And he says, ah, how convenient that you have a whoop crystal. And he kind of looks at you like, this is way too many conveniences.
And Taggart's like, I don't even remember where I got it. But okay.
Kalina's just like trying to, like, you can kind of see her like zoning out a little bit, and like she's trying to rack her brain of where she got, because like I remember, like, it was just outside.
Like, just outside the forest where we met Freya.
Yeah, just outside this forest where we met Freya, and it might have been when we were visiting,
Well,
what's her name? Like, the Pink Serpent Lord.
Avina?
Avina. Yeah, Avina. Yeah, it might have been Avina that we were meeting up with.
Yes. Well, Freya pipes up and says, oh, I've seen those before. That's what they're called? Warp crystals? What can you do? Go places with them?
Oh, baby.
They're so good.
Ugh.
And Virgil looks up from his inspection of the crystal and he says, to put it simply, yes, but one of this size would not prove very useful for that endeavor. And Freya says, oh, well, I've got some of those too. And then you see them like stick both of their hands in their pockets, and they come out, both fists closed, and then they stick them out over the table, open them, and you see about a dozen little
Oh my god.
pieces of the warp crystal, same color as Tagok's, in a bunch of different sizes, just clatter onto the table.
Yeah.
And Freya says, I picked them up in the forest when I escaped the cave. It was on that big podium where I met you guys.
Oh?
Kalina
And
like she
Freya just
blinks
kinda
and then
smiles.
nods. It's like, oh, I remember now.
You were
It
dropped
was only about a
on.
month ago, but
You all were dropped on the ruins of a warp terminus.
yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, Kalita, she kind of realizes, and like she kind of looks at Virgil. At some point on our journey, we were dropped onto the ruins of a warp terminal, and Tagok managed to find a few shards of those crystals, but the one that she took was the only one big enough to actually carry. And it was in that same area that we had met Freya over here.
Virgil, like, thoughtfully has his fist up to his mouth, like his eyebrow kind of cocked, and he says, "And where was this ruined warp terminus you speak of?"
It was.
I don't even remember.
Kalina's thinking a little bit. Like, it was right outside of Venus Temple, right?
Yes,
Like
it
her
was in
city?
the forest, north of Venus Temple, at the foothills of the Sin Mountains.
Kalina, she says it was just outside the forest north of Avena's temple city, right at the foothills of the Sin Mountains.
Yes, I do know
It had
of
been
that.
abandoned for quite a long time.
The other mages kind of like look in between each other, like, huh? What? And Virgil says,
It's like, what do you mean that's been abandoned?
Virgil says, "That's not possible. Just last year, in fact, Helena had gone to those foothills through the terminus, and it was intact, correct?" And Helena nods and she says, "Yes, it was perfectly functional and quite booming when I went through the terminus. What was it like when you went there?"
Okay.
It was basically destroyed. It looked like it had been overgrown. And that it had been just left there for years. Kalina, like, you could see, like, the confusion on her face. It's like, what do you mean it was working a year ago?
You can hear kind
That
of
shit
like
did not look like it was from a year ago.
you can hear like the muttering between them all as they kind of look between each other, a little concerned. And Amos speaks up and he says, "And what of the surrounding forest? Was there anything unusual that you encountered or spotted?" And if you remember, you fought the tree sentinels,
Yeah, the tree sentinels.
Yeah.
which were twisted amalgamates that, at their cores, were willow wisps that
Yeah, willow wisp.
had become corrupted and turned plant life into golems, basically. To
Yeah.
Copart will say, yeah, the tree sentinels.
a
Thingies.
couple heads snap towards you.
Like, you mean what?
The what now?
Virgil puts his the tips of his fingers over his mouth and he says, "Oh my, that is not a good sign. You see, tree sentinels are an indicator that something very toxic to the magic world is seeping within the roots of a forest and corrupting it from the bottom up."
Did we fight the weird guys? Did we encounter them?
What?
Was that the
What?
same forest?
No, I don't remember
The Four Roots?
where. Yeah. I don't remember where.
I'm confused about what you're saying. Sorry.
Yeah, me
And,
too.
He's, if I'm
no, it
getting
wasn't
it correct,
it was the.
were you asking if the forest where we met Freya was the same one that we met the roots?
No.
Okay,
I think-
then I got
think- I don't know. I'll think about it later.
Specifically
forgot who it
about the
was.
forest. If you guys need a reminder of what happened in the forest, you went in and the path, the trees started to grow in to block you from behind.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And you were forced to go forward. And then you were blocked in by the sentinels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the
Helena.
council is kind of like, more frantically
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
It's like, oh no.
Heebie-jeebies, something's bad going on there in the Sinwoods.
Mm.
But go ahead with what you were gonna say.
So yeah, Kalina, she was just gonna relay basically what you were.
Yeah.
Basically what you were saying. Yeah, like she says, when we were traveling through the plant life and flora just almost was growing behind us and blocking us into the forest so we couldn't leave back where we came from. And then those tree sentinels cornered us and we had to fight our way out. We managed to get out safely, but still.
They all are a little relieved that you were able to take care of the sentinels. Nothing bad happened, but still showing concern.
Yeah. They're mages, they're squishy.
Yeah. Virgil then glances over at Freya and says, "You, Freya, you say that you escaped a cave. What cave?" And he just looks like a little baffled, like we didn't know of any fucking cave near there. And Freya's like, "Oh, it's like what's the word you guys call it for when you're doing science stuff?
Research?
A lab. The word he's looking for is lab.
Sorry, I zoned
They're
out.
they're pronouncing the C in science.
Science.
That's so cute.
A science lab.
Like
I-
I zoned
I
out for a bit
think-
because my brother sent me a video.
I think they might be talking about where the lab and stuff that they're from. Copper Testis.
Virgil kind of makes a slightly disgusted face, like, lab?
Long story.
Long story.
Kalina.
Who runs
nods
this
and
lab?
Kalina just sighs and kind of looks at everyone before just saying, Eloin.
Yeah.
The others are really concerned now. They're like,
It's
"Oh,
like, who are
no.
these? What are these guys wrapped in it?
Oh, things are happening." We're having.
We thought it was just some random fuckers that decided to walk in, but no, these guys have been wrapped up in some really serious shit.
The dots, there's too many connecting. Fuck.
We're gonna need a bigger cork board.
We're gonna need a bigger board. But he gets the
Damn it.
extendo.
But yeah, Kalina, she continues. Elowin had decided to try and make, well, make gods, if you will. And Freya was one of those attempts. She isn't gonna bring in Fen because like I don't know how, like, she doesn't know how like Fen would feel. But
Ben doesn't want to talk about it.
yeah, Fen doesn't really want to talk about it probably.
Yeah. Freya just nods and says, "Uh-huh. I'm one of her experiments.
Experiments.
Too
Apparent-
cute.
apparently, they didn't do it right, so, I'm a failure." And they do like a raspberry and thumb down. I was like, bad. You were bad cooked. So
Aww.
they they continued doing more experiments on me to try to see if they could fix their mistake. But they were really mean about it. So I left eventually. I was sick of being poked with sharp things and put weird goops on me.
Too many textures.
Yeah. They're rubbing all these weird chemicals on me and poking me with needles.
You can kind of see Kalina just like looking at Freya, like.
It's like, are you good? No.
Yeah, but like you can see like just the, like she knows like what Freya had gone through was bad, but like Freya had never really talked about it that much. So she's just like the protective instincts are just like going on. Like she just wants to both simultaneously scoop Freya up and tell them everything's gonna be okay while simultaneously just beating the shit out of someone. I just described mother instincts, didn't I?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he did.
Lena really is a mom, isn't she?
Mother.
Mother.
Mama.
They just
Just for
kind of.
one.
They're just like, oh, dang. This poor kid.
Like, what the fuck, Eloy?
Virgil just kind of rubs his face and he says, well, that is definitely something we will have to look into with the Global Council of Mages. But I suppose for now, let us at least set up that communication line.
Of course. Thank you.
Freya picks up a warp crystal shard that's like about twice the length, same like width and everything, of the one that Tegak had. And they say, would bigger be better in this case?
Oh,
And Virgil gives a little bit of a smile, like an adult that is humoring a child. And he says, yes, thank you, little Freya. And
Baby!
he has
Baby.
They don't know how old
The
they are.
they have the mages like
they are still baby.
pass down the crystal to him, and
Oh, no.
he says, now, I actually should be able to. And he inspects it further as he like rubs his beard. And then Joffrey says, Are you considering combining the smaller pieces of the warp crystal to make one that is fully formed? More fully formed? And Virgil, not looking away from the crystal, says, yes, I am considering it. And he quickly glances over to the group and he says, will it be easier for you all to keep track of something that's a little bit bigger?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
We come across quite a few things on our travels.
I can imagine. And at that, hearing, it's like, oh, combine? Freya scoops up all their little pieces, stands up, and starts walking towards the front, and then just takes their little 2 hands and gently puts it on the table. And says,
Yeah.
here,
Very
Yeah.
cute.
all the pieces.
They're so good.
Floyd? Why are you upstairs? You're not supposed to be upstairs. Sorry, my dog is here.
The
Oh,
gremlin.
boy.
Surprise dog visit.
Surprise
Surprise
dog.
Surprise dog.
It's not Freya.
Ow.
But
Crazy
Virgil
dog.
reaches down and very lightly pats Freya on the top of the head. He does have a bit of a softer side. He's not an asshole all the time.
Yay.
So he then takes the pieces and starts arranging them on the table a little bit just to see what will fit together. And then he says, all right. And then he's a little dramatic with it. He takes his wand out of his robe, and you see that his wand is a little more ornate than the other members of the council, and it is bigger too. Like it's really long.
That's what she said.
It's really long. And he holds it up very delicately and makes a very swift swishing motion over the table. And you watch as the pieces of the warp crystal sort of rise up off the table and pull together. And they're rotating. Bananas rotate. They rotate, hovering above the table as they all sort of slot into each other a little bit, but you can still see like the cracks and everything.
Yeah.
And then he makes a little swishing movement, like a little circular movement, and it begins spinning a little faster, and then it speeds up until like the whole mass is spinning really fast and you can hear like the whirring of it. The and you see as it begins to glow from within. Can y'all hear me? Is everything good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all were just not
you
reacting,
just-
and I was like, "Is
Sorry,
everything good on
wait,
Discord?"
No.
I think I'm getting a little tired.
Stunned
It's gonna be fun.
silence. We're reacting in stunned silence.
But also magic things are going on.
Magic
Yes.
things are going on. We can't interrupt.
It
Magic things are going.
it hums and whirs as it spins around and glows until it reaches its max spinning speed, and Virgil reaches out with his wand and just very gently taps it. And you see it sort of explode in a blinding light. Just like, the blinding blue light that engulfs it. And then it dissipates, and
Forgot.
hovering in the air above the table is a warp crystal that is... Let me get a ruler. I'm not gonna do the American thing of it's about as big as half football. It's the
Yeah, that
size
shit
of
doesn't
a
help.
ferret. It's the size of 2 beer cans stacked on top of one another. It's the size of a 40 ounce. Fuck. That is the size that I'm thinking of, though. The size of a 40 ounce. Fuck me.
Yeah.
It is 6 inches tall, and at its widest is about 3.5 inches, like, diameter. So,
Okay.
have some thought. It's, like, about the size of a hand. Like, you hold out your hand and it's, like, the full length of it.
Ah.
And, he lets it hover there for a moment, and, the mage just to his right, Andrea, flicks his wand, and you watch as, a bowl that is on the table that, just looked like it had little pieces of raw metal in it. The little pieces of metal float up, and you see as they melt
Ooh.
into molten, and then he takes the little tendrils of the metal and creates like a little swirly ornate cage around the crystal.
Ooh.
Nice, nice.
And then he creates like a base for it almost.
Yeah.
Like the crystal itself is being held within like a little cup.
Yeah.
And then he hardens the metal again. And it shines with a very brilliant silver.
Yay.
And
It's
then
pretty.
And then Virgil places his hands beneath it, and it gently lands in his palms. And he says, "Yeah, it should be all done now. Now, this crystal will act as a conduit for communication between not only us, but for any other empire, country, what have you, that also establishes their own link. This crystal will now be a hub of communication for you."
Damn it.
Not the fucking firework shell.
That's a fucking firework shell.
God damn
You're
you.
you're describing it, and it's. I mean, it's almost 3 inches in diameter. I think it's about 2.5 inches. I have to visualize how I have to visualize, okay?
It's okay.
He's having some thoughts.
If I have to use a firework shell in order to get the actual image, then I have to use a firework shell in order to get the actual image.
This is why non-Americans make fun of us.
Why?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
why, and it's rightfully so.
Why was
Yeah,
that
it's
so?
also not my fault that my father's a pyromaniac.
Yeah.
Hey Pinterest, shut the fuck up, please. I just wanted a picture. I didn't want a video. I wanted a picture of a crystal. Fuck me. But the thing I posted is kind of a reference for the size and texture of
Oh.
the crystal. It's
Much
more
bigger than the Excalibur shell.
Oh, holy shit, that's awesome.
That is
I have decided it's a little
commendable.
bigger. It's bigger.
Whoa.
It's
Like an
bigger.
Nokia phone.
It's a bit
Like one of
bigger
those big
than I
Nokia
first
phones.
said, but who cares? It's big.
It's like
Hey,
the length of
potato,
a shin
tomato.
bone.
It looks awesome.
It's now the length of a shin bone.
Americans.
Shin bone length.
Am I right? Americans, am I right? But
I have. My brain doesn't work like that.
we don't think in metric. But
We
We
do
think
even-
in objects.
We don't even think in imperial units, man. We think in objects.
We think in objects. Imperial's stupid.
Yeah. That's why we think in
And
objects,
metric
because
is for
Imperial is
science.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yep.
America.
America.
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah!
Instead of saying fuck you, you start crying. But yes. Virgil holds out the crystal over the table and then gently lets go of it and it starts floating towards you. Catch it.
Kalina, she holds out her hands and
Yeah.
you can see her eyes are just wide.
Aww.
She's such a nerd.
Such a nerd. As your hands make contact with the silver base, you can feel the latent magic energy sort of tingling across the surface of your skin from the contact with it. It's very cool.
Lena isn't showing it, but in her brain, she's screaming. I would make a squeal right now, but it would blast out all your eardrums.
Yeah, don't do that. It's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, sorry for interrupting. Anastasia quickly side glances to Kalina and just mutters audibly, "Kalina, your nerd is just showing." He, as he taps his like cheek, chin, no, not chin, cheek bone area. Nothing else.
Virgil speaks up again and he like presses his fingertips together and he says, "Now that that is taken care of, one last thing before you go.
Yes.
Is there anything that we can do to show our thanks to you on behalf of the city?"
Well,
Y'all want anything?
I can
Well,
think
money. I don't have a lot.
Money! Cold, hard cash.
Hey,
Honestly,
Kalina's
that's the
still
only
waiting
thing I
on
can
her
think
check
of.
to be mailed back from her mom because she forgot it. But
That's
yeah,
honestly the
Kalina-
only thing I can think of. It's just some coin and that's it.
Kalina, she says, "Well, I can think of possibly one thing. It's a bit silly, but some of us have in addition to Tagok, I myself and Colbot here have inherited other elemental catalysts from Ash and Rhiannon. It's Rhiannon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
my throat has not recovered
Kalina.
from that coughing fit.
Oh no. Kalina continues and asks, "Do you possibly have any books or things of the sort where it could help us further learn to use our newfound powers and magic?"
Yeah. That would be really useful.
Because we're basically trying to figure these out on our own. We don't exactly have the time to properly train them under the guidance of another catalyst user.
See. Well, you are in good company then. Because we have many scrolls and tomes documenting these type of things.
You could see Kalena's face just light up, just like, yay, books!
Yay!
And I'm just imagining Tagok is just like, no,
Uh,
not reading.
Not reading. Can't I just fight someone and figure it out?
They are housed in the city library in the northwestern sector. And he nods towards Helena, who is the person who oversees the northwestern sector. And he says, Helena frequents that library more than any of us here, even though we do go to it. So she will know exactly where to find the material you need.
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Kalina, you could just see her, just like the stars in her eyes because she's so nerdy.
A nerd, a nerd, a nerd.
She's a nerd. And she's never gotten to use magic before.
Mm-hmm.
She also might try and find, like, any tomes or scrolls on, like, light magic, especially.
So, Helena stands up and she says, I'll lead the way. And she, starts heading towards the exit of the, council building.
Yeah.
As you,
Let's go.
as you exit the council building, you see that, Ymir is outside. He decided not to come in. He's just like, I don't want to listen to these fucking mages. Piss off. They're so stuck up. But Virgil is kind of being crowded around by the citizens.
Oh boy.
And once the doors open, they all stop talking and they look towards you.
Oh.
And you can see it's like one of those moments before all hell breaks loose, but in a good way.
Oh no.
Oh.
You're the heroes.
Oh my god.
Apparently.
You saved their whole city. So. And then you, before they do anything, you hear Ymir say, Now, don't overwhelm them. I'm sure the council has already done very well to show them our thanks. No need to smother them. Right?
They're not gonna listen.
They just,
It's like,
a
I'm
couple
trying to
people
tell
just
a
kind
bunch
of,
New Yorkers what to do.
a bunch of people just kind of like pout and cross their arms as Ymir kind of just shoos them back a little bit to allow room for you all. But you can see that, like, beyond the first layer of people, there's like people like peering over, like trying to get a good look at you all.
Yeah.
Little kids sticking their heads through, like, who's there?
Before being dragged back by their parents.
Yes, indeed. And Ymir says, well, Helena, lead the way. I'll make sure they don't get swamped. Helena kind of, yeah, thanks, Ymir.
It's like, thanks, man.
And then she leads the way back towards the temple, and then off to the left side of the temple to the library in the northwestern sector.
Yay!
Oh,
Hey,
To the library!
You
is it dusty in there?
Not particularly. They keep it clean.
Okay. That's good.
Tagok will be fine.
I didn't want to sneeze and burn a book. That would crush Kalina and myself, and many others here.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? That would be so tragic. That would be so sad. She picks up a book and it's dusty and she sneezes and the book is gone.
Yeah.
That's like the punchline of so many like shows with dragons in it.
Yeah. The dragons. There be dragons. But,
Imagine dragons.
don't imagine dragons. You are brought into the library, and it is just as grand as the council building, but bigger. Because there's a lot in this library.
Yay!
And Helena begins starting her little ramblings, and she says, even for such a small city, the council really likes to stress education. So this library is open to anybody, and there's no fees for books, so that anybody of any age can learn new things at any time.
Real nice.
We also hold
Wonderful.
weekly groups for people who may be a little too shy to try to learn new things on their own. Where we introduce new subjects and topics each week, so that people would learn things they probably wouldn't have thought to pursue on their own.
Kalina, can we move here? This place sounds awesome.
It's really cold, though.
Yeah.
At least for now.
Yeah. It still stays cool in the summer.
It's still a cold place.
Yeah.
Just because it's no longer negative doesn't mean it's not cold.
It gets just warm enough for them to, farm.
Yeah. Just warm enough for them. Yeah, just warm enough for them to mow their lawn.
Yep.
I'd say 40s max.
No, it gets into probably max 60s.
Oh,
Nice.
70s is pushing it.
oh, that sounds wonderful.
Mm,
So wintertime in SoCal. Got it.
Yeah,
God
wintertime
damn.
in
That's-
SoCal.
Basic.
60s and
That's the
70s is
basic
nice
summer.
weather.
SoCal winter
It
is their
is.
summer.
60s and 70s is ideal weather.
That is so fucking insane.
It's so nice.
That sounds wonderful.
80s is pretty good.
Yeah, but it has to
80s
be
is pretty nice as well.
It has to be slightly overcast and not humid.
Yeah. No, humidity
Yeah.
destroys it.
Yeah, humidity. Yeah, it wouldn't be
80s and
so bad if it
humid
were the humidity.
suck.
We're old now. We're saying things like, it wouldn't be so bad if it were for the humidity.
Exactly.
At least it's
No,
a dry
it doesn't
heat.
make us old, it makes
Yeah, at
us
least
true.
it's dry heat.
At least it's
Ha,
a dry
you guys had to
heat.
worry about humidity. It is always fucking dry here, except for literally right now, thanks to weather, climate, shit.
Weather. Thanks to weather. That's
Bro, when
hilarious.
it's humid, you literally feel like that you can literally cut through the air.
Yeah.
You feel like you're swimming through it, wading through
You
it.
are, you can feel.
It never gets humid here, man.
You can like
Unless
literally feel the liquid in the air as you breathe it.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Eh,
It's sticky.
Now, okay,
It's sticky.
y'all know the
I'm getting
concept of
distracted again.
thickened water that they
yup.
thicken
Yeah.
for people that can't
Yep.
swallow. Imagine that, but it's the air.
Yeah.
Ugh,
That's humidity. Anyway,
Yeah, that's
it's
humidity
not.
count.
That's humidity. It's gross.
It's horrible.
think the only times where it gets like humid here is during thunderstorms.
Yeah, and even that
That's like
is not
hot
ridiculously
humidity.
humid.
So,
It is enough of a change that I could feel it.
You get like a good heat storm or thunder snow. Good shit.
Oh, good shit.
Good shit. Some of my favorite weather is heat storms
We're talking
and
about
thunder snow.
weather. We're not gonna talk about weather anymore, though. We're having weather. But yeah,
Midwesterners love their weather.
Helena is talking about, the library and that they have a bunch of, they've been collecting these books for generations from all over the world. Mostly, we've been making copies of books and stuff to bring here from all over the world. Yada yada. And she's doing this while leading you to specifically where the thing she thinks y'all want the most would be. She leads you to a very back corner that looks like it hasn't really been touched in a while. It's not dusty because everything is nicely cleaned, but the books look older
Yeah.
and much more unused, though. They're old, but they're unused. They're like relics, kind of. And she walks you up to a shelf and takes down a very, very big book.
Ooh.
And you can tell how heavy it is by just the way it moves when she takes it down. You can feel the weight of it when
Yeah.
she takes it down from its shelf. And she says, "This is the one that I think would most benefit you all. It is, this is a grand scholar's account of meeting multiple catalyst users."
Oh.
Ooh.
And she opens it and shows the index at the beginning. She says it's sectioned off into each of the different elements that he interviewed multiple catalyst users. So each element is divided up into, different things, like how the catalyst affects the person's body and, physicality, the type of magic they're able to use, how, things interact with the world around them. And she flips through and she opens up a page that has a drawn picture,
Ooh.
and it shows a person who's looks like they're on fire, but the magic that they're using is ice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So
Oh.
she points to this one and says, "This one is specifically of a Nalasavrach who was a catalyst holder for Frost. And
Oh?
he was specifically called The White Flame Mage, I believe.
So we almost killed him.
If only a certain Sarzoth were here right now.
Wiggles eyebrows. But she says, normally, you would think that Anala Sirach would not be a good pick for Frost's Catalyst as they're combating elements. But
Yes.
he was apparently so strong and had such amazing willpower that he simply survived what most people would think to be impossible. And
Surviving out of spite.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He
literally
survived
Let's
out of
go. Let's go.
And his fire did not burn with hotness, but cold. Terrible cold. So cold that it burned.
Oh, frostbite.
Yeah, frostbite, basically.
Let's go.
His magic was
I
unique
got
in
a
the
dry
fact...
ice burn.
Yeah, dry ice burn. Terrible.
Yeah. Scarred my
His
finger.
flame... Well, his ice was gaseous, like a flame, of course. So it moved so uniquely compared to all other catalyst users of his type, or of Frost's type. He was held in very high regard amongst the ranks. But sadly, and she like places a hand over her chest, he passed away 20 years ago. He was a ripe 600 years.
Second. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Is that another reference?
No.
No. The pieces are putting together in my brain.
Yeah?
Everyone, how old is Sarzoth?
17. He's 17.
About 20. Yeah, I passed away about 20 years ago.
Sarzoth's dad is still alive, though.
Yeah. I'm not saying that guy was his dad. No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's something going on.
Maybe like a
Something
grandpa
you-
or something.
Um,
I'm keeping it in my brain until.
so,
Interesting.
You-
Write that down. Write that down.
in the image, I'll describe the picture of, said Nala Sirach. Just so you can get a better, thought process.
Mhm.
It's not a full colored image. It's mostly done in black and blue ink. Because, blue is kind of their signature color.
Yeah.
And then there's also little bits of gold. The page, it shows the man. He has a very martial arts type stance to him. And he, sort of commands this white flame that, sticks to him. Like water, almost. Very fluid. The flame is very fluid. He wears no shirt, but you can see in the drawing that it looks like he possibly has tattoos across his chest. His skin is probably very dark, considering that it is colored in the blue ink.
Yeah.
His hair is white, just like his flame. And, his gauntlets are adorned in gold.
Hmm.
Cool.
Very cool.
Dope.
Sick man.
Yeah. His hair is pretty long. It's like waist length hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like a couple different drawn images of him, like that like the scholar probably like figure drew him while he was doing his magic.
Yeah. Draw me like one of your French girls.
Yeah. But yeah, Helena hands you the book, and she says, "We have 2 copies of this, but this one is the one that's in better condition, so we'd like you to have it."
Alina's
Aw.
smile is so wide.
You're giving me a book.
It's like, cause like this is a thick tome. This is a thick
Mm.
tome, and it is
Hefty
old.
book.
So she just has like the brightest smile.
Yeah.
The temperature also helps with preservation.
Yeah. But yeah, Kalina, she says, "This is wonderful. Thank you so much."
Of course. Are there any other books that you'd possibly like to take a look at?
Are there any books on light magic? I
Yes.
asked that. Yeah, I asked that because I have the ability to use it myself, but my family hasn't had any magic uses for generations, and it's been lost to time.
Ah, a budding new sorceress.
Yes.
So cute.
Well, no worries. I have got the perfect thing. And she sort of like waves you over as she like walks down one of the rows.
The Brightwood family line will have sorcerers once again.
Revitalized.
Yes.
And without any
She pulls out
eating
a
of
book that it is bound in a very pale leather with gold.
Ooh.
Like, you know, filigrees on it. It's not quite as big as the other tome, but it is a sizable book. It's a good sized
Yeah.
book. A good read. And she says, "Here we go. This, very specifically, is the old teachings of the followers of Abelet. We were able to obtain this. There are not many copies of this because, well, the teachings of Abelet have not been in effect as well. You may know that his city has fallen to ruin, so many of the scholars and mages there have defected or passed away.
Yes.
So this is a very rare one. We have, thankfully, made a copy of it ourselves, because we have anticipated that someone would come along eventually, seeking the knowledge."
Kalina's nerding out so bad right now.
And she hands it to you, and her expression softens, and she says, "Please, take good care of it."
Oh, I will. Thank you.
She smiles, and she gives like a little pat to the book after handing it to you. Like, "Be good now.
It's
Teach
like,
her
you be
well.
a good little book.
Teach her well."
It's like, go. Fly the nest. Do great things. She treats every single book in that library like it's one of her children.
Yeah. That's why it's so clean in here.
Yeah, that's why it's so clean.
Most of her time can be found dusting the library.
Yeah.
She dusts, she cleans. Her husband jokes that she takes better care of the library than she does the kids. And she's like, "Oh, shut the fuck up."
Oh, dude. He's like, nerd.
He's such a fucking nerd. Also, what? He's the house husband.
He's the house husband. He's the stay-at-home dad.
Helena and Melchora's husbands are the housekeepers because their badass wives are out doing magic.
Yeah. Yes, the stay-at-home dads.
Way of the house husband.
Yes.
I'm gonna finish it.
It's a funny movie. But yeah. Now that you have all the things you need, you can head on back to Ceruleus.
Yay!
Yay! Let's go!
Kalina definitely has a bit of a spring in her step while she's just like holding the books tightly to her chest.
Having a great ass time.
She's having a good time.
Yeah. As you step back out onto the streets of the city, it's alive now. There are people who have picked up the chores they left off when winter began. Children, dogs, running in the street, laughing, having
Finally,
a
I
good
can
time.
get the mail.
Nobody's sending
Oh,
mail in
here's
this
a letter
town.
from 3 months ago. It's still frozen.
I can't unfold it. It's gonna break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glass shattering sound.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
fuck,
another
Bill.
that's another thing that happens, Caleb. Your mail freezes.
Yeah.
What?
Your
Your
mail
mail
freezes.
freezes.
Poor Caleb.
How?
It freezes.
Your mail
It becomes
freezes.
like a rock.
It becomes a coating.
You have to let it thaw
Okay,
out
just
before
just,
you
be-
open
just
it.
because
You
it's
can't
cold
open
out
it.
doesn't mean that there still isn't humidity in the air. And so the humidity between the objects in your mailbox freezes them together.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can pull it out like one giant rock.
Yeah.
The mail rock. Rocks.
So yeah, you basically have to let it
Oh,
thaw
yeah.
out until you can.
Yeah. You have to let your mail thaw.
Yeah, you need to let it thaw out on the kitchen counter, like you would like
Yeah.
a chicken or a turkey.
Yep.
God.
Just put it in the sink, it'll be fine.
Yeah, put it in the sink, let your mail thaw out.
Yes. Use a hair dryer. But yeah. You make your way back through the city to all the way to where Ceruleus is waiting for you just at the outskirts.
Yay.
They had to move a little bit out of the way because they were kind of intersecting with the protective barrier
Oops.
and had to move.
They just start getting
Berica's-
bonked a little bit.
Berica's like, "What the fuck is that? What the fuck
Whoa!
is that?
What the
Mother
fuck did they do?
fuck!"
What the fuck?
Berica cussing up a storm as usual.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you were escorted all the way to the city limits. And Helena says, "Well, be careful out there past the barrier. You won't be there for long, but it's still pretty bad.
We will. And before Kalina does anything else, she makes sure to put the books safely in her pack. Treat them like you would a child.
After that, you step out beyond the barrier and you are hit with a wave of fucking cold.
No.
And it's windy. It's windy now.
Wind.
That always makes it worse. Wind always makes the cold worse.
You are basically hit with a big blast of wind the minute you step out. To the point where
Yep.
you kind of have stagger back before trudging forward.
It's like when you open the door.
Yeah.
The door slams on you.
Yeah, and the door slams on
Yep.
you. Either that or it just flings open and then like your door, like the hinges are
Yeah.
And it's gone.
And that's
kind of
if
busted.
and that's if you can open the door.
Yeah, that's if you can.
Sometimes you gotta bang it.
Exactly. And sometimes you gotta shut it too, cause like it's like if your door like swings in, like and the wind is so bad, you gotta like
Mhm.
almost fight to get the door shut.
Why do you guys live there?
I think I choose to live here.
They're
point.
too broke to move.
I'm a fucking
Understandable.
sophomore in college. You think I can afford to live somewhere?
Why do people live there? I guess that's a better way to phrase
I mean,
that.
Who else
People
is gonna
like
make the
winter.
good cheese?
Mm. People also really like winter.
Exactly.
They probably immigrants moved from a place that was cold, like Wisconsin. So
Germany,
You guys in
Norway.
Germany. Hey, that's my family. Germany and Norway.
yeah.
If I was Russian, I would be the ultimate white bitch.
Oh yeah.
Schmetterling.
Schmetterling. But yeah. You wait for a little bit, and of course the platform is lowered down to you as Berica saw you guys come in. She's like, get the hoist ready. They're coming
Like
back
here's
up.
fucking cold.
I swear to God, my hair is gonna freeze. I didn't twist it.
Yeah.
My afro's
Oh,
gonna freeze
no.
into shape. This is gonna be horrible.
You fool!
Oh no!
You fool!
You fool!
You fool!
Imagine the wind blowing like a fro in a horrible direction
Oh.
and then it freezing like that.
Oh no!
Oh no! Like in
Oh,
cartoons,
God.
like when like
No.
a bomb goes off next to someone. And then
Yeah.
their hair
Yeah.
But
goes like
frosty.
that.
Yeah.
Respawn.
Oh no, that's so tragic.
Gotta protect the hair. Oh God. She wasn't thinking.
My hair at least made noise when it froze.
Yeah. Crunch.
Oh, so tragic.
But yeah. You are lifted back up to Ceruleus on a bit of a shaky platform, but the guards make sure to secure you all. Make sure nobody falls the fuck off.
Yeah, if I fall, I'll just slide back up.
If I fall, I fall. It's good.
Say, bitch, I can fly.
You just see Colbert sailing down, and then you see a bird come back up.
Yeah. Struggling a little bit against the high wind, but
Honestly,
I love watching birds fight against the wind. It's funny as shit. They're trying to fly
It
straight, and then they
is.
just start drifting.
No.
yeah, just like
Yeah.
That stick drift.
That's dangerous.
But yeah, You get back up, and Baraka is standing there. She has her hood hastily pulled up over her head, and you can see like her hair has been kind of pushed forward awkwardly, and her eyes are a little obscured.
Oh no.
She's like, ah, fuck, I forgot to put up my hair. Pull the hood. And she's like, welcome back. I see the barrier's back up. What's with that whole bullshit?
Unfreezing the god and stuff.
Wow. Alright, I'm assuming everything's fine then. You're all good? We can move on to the desert?
Yes, yes, we can.
Yeah!
Good.
Let's go!
I'm ready to get the fuck out of here, she says as she just turns around. Her hands are just thoroughly stuffed in her pockets.
Yep.
That's even
Oh,
better
dear.
than I at unfreezing a god.
It sounds legit.
I've heard weirder.
I've
We
heard
set him on
her.
fire!
Yeah!
We set a god on fire today.
And I do it again.
But, yeah, she turns and leaves, leaving you all to head back to the manor.
Kalina's got some reading to do.
And, as you're heading back, Freya, sort of skips up next to you, Tagok, and says, I was helpful today, wasn't I?
Oh, they're so good. They're so good. Tigger kind of like puts her hand on Freya's head and just goes, yeah, you did good.
You did good, kid.
You did good, kid.
They smile, their little fangs
I will do the parental hair ruffle to the
Yeah!
child.
Parental
I don't
hair
care.
ruffle.
I don't care how old they are. They're a fucking child, and Tikok will protect them.
They are baby.
They are baby. I love them so much.
Now that they're back on the city and they don't have to behave, you watch as they kind of bound in front of you a little bit, get down on all fours, and just start fucking going, drifting,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
skidding.
They're zooming.
Yeah, you can hear the thundering of their little paws as they just start
my gosh.
fucking full on sprinting. towards the
Yeah.
manor.
God.
Yeah. I love them so much.
We love Freya.
I love this little gremlin so much.
Asumi follows as well, going a little bit slower, and then you see his Sven kind of like smiles a little bit, and then he wild shapes into his wolf form and also starts running after Freya and Asumi.
Aw.
The creatures are going.
The creatures.
Pictures.
Creatures.
In the distance, you see as Fen playfully pounces Freya, and they sort of like tumble a little bit and
Aw.
thrash their tail around playfully. And they just kind of, rough and tumble play fighting on the deck on the way back.
Yeah.
But that is where I am going to end tonight's session. You finally got to talk with Mello. You got your blessing. You got to talk with the wizards.
We got to talk with
And
the wizards.
You got some
We got
books.
some books.
We got some books, baby.
And now you are headed to the Red Plateaus, home of Lyona
Yeah.
and Veranda.
Nice.
And we're headed
But-
towards where Kalina's ex lives.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him.
But
Let's
that will
go.
have to wait until next week. Good night, everybody.
Yay!
Good night, folks.